Jason Whitten. It's been my understanding that Jerry has talked to Jason in recent weeks, and I do believe that he was part of a plan that Jerry initially had when he was going to bring back Mike McCarthy.
Wow.
I think the plan there was to make him an heir apparent of sorts. Mike McCarthy sort of surprised him by deciding that he wanted to end these conversations, pursue something else. We can call them negotiations, contracts, conversations, whatever you want to call them. Now we'll see if Jason Whitten will still be in play here. I just don't know if that would be in a head coach role, but I do believe that he thinks very strongly of Jason Whitten and his future as a coach. I just don't know in what capacity that would look like.
All right, so here's the storyline. I truly believe that the Joneses still haven't learned from their mistakes, and they're going to force upon whoever going to be the new coach for the Cowboys, Jason Whitten. It was already stated by Jane Slater. Appreciate her hard work and dedication for the nation. But this is basically news that they really tried to put Jason Whitten in with Mike McCarthy. Let's give Mike McCarthy one round of applause, because normally, if someone wanting or willing to keep the job, they'd be saying, you know what, give me $4.5 million with the incentive, whatever the deal may be. Maybe they offered Mike McCarthy a $500,000 raise and said, we'll give you $5 million, right? But neither here nor there. Maybe when you look at everything and you say to yourself, all right, cool. The Dallas Cowboys tried to sneak in Jason Whitten. Mike McCarthy already been through that, already deal with that before, especially when you look at the Kellen Moore situation. So it's like Mike McCarthy was like, nah, I'm not finna do that. I will seek job elsewhere, right? So he walked away from Jerry. Jerry then walked away from Mike. So Mike never got fired, basically. Neither here nor there. Whoever will be the new coach, just keep in mind that you will see Jason Whitten. Now, here's the cons and pros of it all. On the positive side of it, we know that Jason Whitten was one of the guys that was drafted by Bill Parcells. He's just as much as a Bill Parcells guy than he is, dare I say, of a Jason Garrett guy. But granted, we know that he's very green. I get it. We can look at the Detroit Lions and how they were or are successful with Dan Campbell, but the accolades far as playing on the field, of course, Jason Whitten is a better player than Dan Campbell. But far as coaching, Jason is very green. Now, he's a two-time back-to-back state champ for high school, but he don't have levels on the pro levels, far as experiences. And he haven't even touched a blade of grass of coaching in college, right? If I'm not mistaken. But to be fair, Jason Whitten is a coach's son, so he's been around football his entirety of his life. To make this longer story short, if Jason Whitten comes here, I don't think that he will be this docile guy. I've seen him go back and forth with Dez Bryant. I've seen Jason Whitten go to the front office and tell them, hey, you wasting your money or you wasting your draft pick because I ain't going nowhere. I seen that dog nasty mentality. And you got to be somewhat or some type of crazy athletic far as your mindset, because as far as Jason Whitten, I know he ran like a 4.9 or a 5.10 or something like that, and he was still able to get open. What I'm saying is, if he can still get open at the older age, meaning that he knew how to really craft up and be on the field. Now, we far as Jason Whitten as being the coach here, I don't know what it will bring to the table far as X's and O's, but I can tell you, the man will bring in the mentality of stern. He may hold these guys accountable, and he is a leader because he's been in the National Football League for so long. Now, all I can say is we need a dog nasty mentality here in Dallas. We need somebody to go willing to show us something on the sidelines, give us something back in return. And it could be, dare I say, Jason Whitten. Jason Whitten could be that. I'm not going to categorize him as a a Jason Garrett. Shout out to the Jasons, but I'm not going to categorize him as a Kellen Moore, because just off of this clip right here, you can clearly see that this is the most interaction you would ever seen or have ever seen on the Cowboys sideline since probably Jimmy Johnson, maybe, just maybe. Bill Parcells as well. He had some flares on the sidelines, but we don't see that in Dallas. We don't see nobody with passion, but at least with my guy, Jason Whitten, maybe you can get some of that back over here in Dallas. I want to know your thoughts, Cowboy Nation. I want to know how you guys feel of everything about Jason Whitten with the silver and blue being the coach here and what Jane Slater leaked out, basically, because she said that, hey, they've been in communications, and Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones, they got a plan for Jason Whitten to be back in the folds. Regardless of it, we can tell you that for the future, you will see Jason Whitten on the sidelines. That's all the time that I have for this moment. Be sure to hit that like button, share this content. Let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. DC for life, not for sure. Let's get it. Peace.
Now we'll see if Jason Whitten will still be in play here. I just don't know if that would be in a head coach role, but I do believe that he thinks very strongly of Jason Whitten and his future as a coach. I just don't know in what capacity that would look like.